Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of the Premier12 tournament featuring the national teams of the Dominican Republic and Cuba. It is going to be the first game of the series in the overseas battle, as these games will take place in Taiwan and Japan. And we're just a couple moments away from the starting lineup, or from the game beginning, but we're going to have the starting lineups, starting with the visitors from the Dominican Republic. Leading off and playing shortstop is number 38, Jose Devers. Batting second and playing third base is number 82, Kelvin Gutierrez. Hitting third and doing the designated hitting is number 31, Andretti Cordero. Batting in the fourth spot and playing first base is number 73, Rainier Nunez. Batting fifth in right field is number 68, Pedro Gonzalez. Batting in the sixth spot and in center field is number 32, Ricardo Cespedes. Batting seventh in left field is number 66, Micker Adolfo. Batting eighth and playing second base is number 74, Michael De Leon. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 52, Frank Rodriguez. And they are going to be facing Jonas Yera, who takes to the hill for Cuba. We were hoping that we might see the left-handed star of the Japanese Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in Levon Manello, but he is going to be saved for a game in the tournament in the next couple of days. Now the starting lineup for the home team today, which will be Cuba. Leading off and playing in left field is number 1, Roel Santos. Batting second and playing third base is number 10, Yoan Moncada. Batting third at shortstop is number 71, Isabel Arrobuena. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 54, Alfredo de Spana. Batting in the fifth spot and playing first base is number 40, Ariel Martinez. Batting in the sixth spot and in right field is number 33, Yadier Drake. Hitting seventh in center field is number 7, Yelkis Giber. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 17, Andres Perez. And batting ninth at second base is number 5, Yadier Mojica. And we are ready to get this one underway as the first pitch of the ball game delivered by Yera is a fastball taken for a called strike by Devers, and the count is quickly 0-1. First game of the series for both of these clubs as that breaking ball misses down and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Not exactly a huge crowd for this one here between the two ball clubs of the Dominican and Cuba as that breaking ball misses down. Count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. They do have the pitch clock, which is right over top of home plate, and that could be front and center for the pitcher here tonight. As the 2-1 pitch is swung on, it is lifted into left field, running over and making the catch on the warning track over the shoulder is the left fielder Santos, and he's going to haul that one in. And so 1 up and 1 away here as the hitter Devers from the Dominican Republic sent it a long way, but just not out of the reach of Santos. So 1 gone here, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kelvin Gutierrez. Our friend Redbeard breaks in the house this morning. We welcome you. So Kelvin Gutierrez, the 30-year-old, stepping in, batting from the right side here against the left-hander Yera, who rocks into the windup and he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Yera ready to go again, working quickly as the pitch is on the way. It's a slow breaking ball swung on and fouled away right at home plate. And the count now is no balls and 2 strikes. We do welcome everybody who is into the stream this early morning with us, as well as Redbeard. Glad you guys could make it in here for it as well. So no balls and 2 strikes. As Gutierrez digs himself back in, Yera gets himself the new baseball, ready to go again as he toes the rubber. Gets the sign from his catcher, Perez, as he nods in agreement. Now he rocks into the windup and kicks. It's a fastball that misses up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Gutierrez. Nice pitching there by Yera. Let's see if he ends up going back into the back foot of the hitter here with something off speed or maybe a hard slider. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Another fastball upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Gutierrez. There are some familiar and household names in both of these lineups, and we'll get to them as we move through the course of the ball game. Certainly the starter for the Dominican, Willie Peralta, longtime Milwaukee Brewer, and also spent time with the Detroit Tiger organization on the hill for them. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled way down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gutierrez. It's a nice evening for baseball in Taiwan as the 2-2 is on the way. It's a fastball that just misses upstairs. Oh, the pitcher does not agree with that one as he turns around and does a 180. We're going to look at that one. That pitch can't get any better than that. But the umpire does not go up with the right hand. And we were saying this might be a bit of a problem in this tournament, depending on the quality of the umpiring you might get from around the world. There's a fastball swung on it. It has popped up and it's going to reach the seats in foul territory. And the count remains at 3-2 on Gutierrez. Well, Santos had thrown the pitch and he came off the mound as if he was a strike 3 and he did a 180. He was basically, his back was turned to the umpire. He was walking around as if it was strike 3 automatic. The home plate umpire didn't give him the call, and this battle continues. And the catcher had come out from behind the batter to throw it back to the pitcher. He was running away. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Gutierrez is in the books. He's gone for the second out, but that was probably a couple extra pitches that Yera didn't want to throw. So 2 gone here, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter in Andretti Cordero. So Cordero, the 27-year-old, steps in, hitting from the right side here against the left-hander Yera. 12 pitches so far for the lefty as he rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. No stats on either of these teams as of yet because it is the first game for both of these clubs in the tournament. The bracket in Mexico got going on the weekend. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into right center field. Moving over and underneath it is the right fielder, and that is Drake who makes the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Dominican Republic and their half of the first inning. Well, they go quietly and in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Through a half inning, your score is the Dominican Republic 0 and Cuba coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this musical timeout.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be moving to the bottom half of the first inning as we look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The game between Korea and Taiwan, or Chinese Taipei, is underway as it is 0-0 there in the top of the first. Top of the second inning, the Japanese have taken a 1-0 lead over top of the Australians as they have the early lead in that one. And this one here, it is the bottom of the first inning as Willie Peralta takes to the hill, the 35-year-old veteran right-hander, a number of seasons in the big leagues, as we said, mostly with the Milwaukee Brewers. He delivers a first-pitch fastball taken for a called strike and is quickly 0-1 to Raul Santos. Santos made that nice running catch in the top half of the first inning, retiring the leadoff batter as he swings at a fastball and lines it past the glove of the shortstop into left field. And Santos is aboard with a leadoff single. So welcome to Premier 12 Raul Santos. He is making his name known there. That was a high fastball, letter high fastball. Did a good job of keeping his hands inside the ball and driving it the other way. So we've got a runner at first base with nobody out, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yoan Moncada. Well, for Moncada, the last time I looked, he was declared a free agent. I believe the White Sox are walking away from him, as he has been their third baseman for the last few seasons, as the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on and missed. That was quickly 0-1. I'll have to do a little bit extra homework on it. The 29-year-old batting from the left side here. And they list him as a right-handed hitter and a right-handed thrower. Well, we know he throws right-handed. But hitting from the left side, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving in on it, and the wind is taking for a ride, and making the catch is the center fielder Cespedes, and that is going to retire Moncada for the first out of the inning. So one gone here, and that'll bring up the shortstop there, Isabel Arabarena. The veteran 34-year-old getting the start here in the tournament for the Cubans, as Willie Peralta throws over to first base, and diving back safely is Santos. Really, in a lot of ways, the Cuban national team has been a shell of its former self, as a lot of the best players in Cuba are now playing in the United States, and they really don't take that opportunity to play for the national team as much. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. And you think of, certainly from a hitting perspective, you have a lot of players over the last few years with the Gurriels, Abreu, amongst others. There's a fastball swung. This is belted foul down the left field line. It's going to be hooked into the seats. The count runs even to 1-1. Luis Robert, or Robert, depending on how you might want to say it, not playing for Cuba on their national team. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Arabarena, I should say, as the shortstop waits on the offering from Willie Peralta. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined over to third, and a diving catch made by the third baseman, Kelvin Gutierrez, ranging to his left into the 6 hole. And he takes a hit away there from Arabarena. Nice job there by Gutierrez. Some stellar defense here to start the ball game by both teams. And that is going to put 2 in the books, and that's going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Alfredo Despaigne. For Despaigne, he is familiar to Asian baseball fans, as he spent a lot of time with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks in the NPB, as that fastball misses outside. The count is 1-0. Batting from the right side here, not sure the exact weight that they list them at. We missed that piece there in the pregame. Whatever it is, it's got to be a little bit more than that. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 6 hole into left field. And Santos is going to stop at second. And Despaigne's got himself a base hit. He's aboard with a single. So I got to tell you, they have really hit Willie Peralta hard tonight. With the exception of the fly ball out by Moncada, everybody else has had good swings at Peralta. And right now, only singles to show for it. With runners at first and second and 2 gone, that's going to bring Ariel Martinez to the plate. And for Martinez, he's been making his home in Japan the last few years. He has been playing for the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters last couple of seasons. He did begin his career with the Chinichi Dragons. Batting from the right side, he is getting the nod at first base tonight. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly over to third. Gutierrez fields it. He's going to win the race to the base. And Martinez is going to be gone, or at least it'll retire Santos at third on the fielder's choice. And that'll do it here for the Cubans in their half of the first inning. Well, no runs in the inning. They had 2 hits. There was no errors. There were 2 stranded to board. We're now through 1 complete. Your score is the Dominican 0 and Cuba 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after these. We've got a 0-0 scoreline as we head to the second inning. We'll be back in just a few. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Nunez, Gonzalez, and Cespedes to get things going here in the second inning. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Rainier Nunez. Nunez, a strapping 24-year-old right-handed hitting first baseman, waits and takes a fastball for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. 14 pitches in the first inning for the lefty Yura, as he delivers a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Have to get used to a little bit of the pacing between innings here, between the games here in the Premier 12. 2 minutes and 25 seconds between innings, and it is a 5-minute break as per what we witness in Asia between the 5th and the 6th innings. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined, and a diving catch by Johan Moncada down the third baseline to take an extra base hit away from Nunez. As we said, some beautiful defensive plays here in the first couple innings. A nice play there by Johan Moncada, diving to his right down the foul line side to rob Nunez of extra bases. So that's going to be 1 gone here in inning number 2, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Pedro Gonzalez. As the lefty rocks into the motion, and Yera delivers a first pitch fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. 27-year-old Gonzalez, another one of those big Dominican players. They list the heights in centimeters, unlike the feet and inches we're accustomed to in North America, as that fastball misses inside. Count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yera kicks and delivers. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Well, this Gonzalez here is 198 centimeters, and if I can recall correctly, that's got to be pushing 6'6", 6'7". Very tall, wiry, strong-looking player here for the Dominican, as that ball is grounded over to third. Moncada fields it. He throws to first. That is going to be 2 away. That's a ground out 5-3 in the books. So 2 up and 2 away here in the second inning, and that's going to leave it up to the center fielder, Ricardo Cespedes. Well, Cespedes getting the nod in center field here tonight. He had the first catch of the inning for the Dominican defensively, as he hits here from the left side against the left-handed throwing Europe. As he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Still no other scoring updates other than the 1-0 lead for Japan over Australia. As that breaking ball is waved at and missed, the count now goes to 0-2 on Cespedes. So no balls and 2 strikes. Lefty rocks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count runs to 1-2. Year here has been all around the strike zone tonight for the Cubans. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Cespedes is in the books. That's the second strikeout recorded by Yera. And the Dominican go in order here again in inning number 2. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1.5. Your score is the Dominican Republic 0 and Cuba 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with all the action in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Right back after this musical break.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. Yadier Drake is to lead it off here against Willie Peralta. He already swung and fouled the first pitch away, so the count is quickly 0-1. There is a breaking ball waved at and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Drake. Both of these teams have come out swinging tonight as the right-hander Peralta rocks himself into the windup and delivers. Another breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2 on Drake. Drake will be followed by Guibert and Perez here in inning number 2. Right-hander Peralta gets that sign again from his catcher Rodriguez. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count goes to 2-2. Defensively tonight for the Dominican, from left to right field, it is Adolfo in left, Cespedes in center, and the right fielder is Gonzalez. As Peralta ready to rock into the windup yet again. And now the home plate umpire has called time as Drake has stepped out. Around the infield from first to third, Nunez is at first. The second baseman is De Leon. At short, it is Devers with the third baseman Gutierrez and the battery of Peralta and Rodriguez. As that ball is swung on and lifted foul well down the right field line into the seats. And the count remains at 2-2 to Yadier Drake. Peralta gets a new ball. They don't waste any time here in this Premier 12. The game moves along at a pretty quick pace as that fastball is swung on and again lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side of home plate, and the count remains at 2-2. So one thing we picked up on the other night was just the overall pace of the play between the Americans and Venezuelans last night, or the game that took place on Monday. As the 2-2 is on the way, it is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and now the count goes to 3-2. So it's interesting the way in these short series how games will turn out. The Americans got shut out by Puerto Rico 1-0 in their opener. And then they turned around and laid the wood to the Netherlands, and the Netherlands beat Puerto Rico 20-8. I think it was 20-8 or 20-3 yesterday, as that fastball is swung on and fouled out of the stadium down the left field line. Count remains at 3-2 to Drake. Our friend Ken is here. We appreciate you, which is God is great in the house. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Drake goes in the books for the first out of the inning, and that will bring up the center fielder, Yoelkis Guibert. Well, we wanted to call the game between Japan and Australia tonight. We had a bit of a difficulty connecting with our feed to be able to make the call on that. I know that the games are over in Japan. One of the ones that we are trying to connect into is Amazon Prime Japan. We're going to have to try to be able to connect into that, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So if you are in that area, certainly that is where you can stream it. There's a breaking ball swung on, it is grounded. Or is it lined over to first? Regardless, no, it looks like it was lined, as the first baseman, Nunez, falling to his knees, was able to get it before it hit the ground. And that is going to retire Guibert. So it's another defensive play. We've been talking about this throughout the night. Already here in the first couple innings, it has been some stellar defense by both ball clubs. And now the first pitch on the way from Peralta. It is a fastball swung on, lifted into center. Here comes the center fielder, and it is going to fall right by the center fielder, Cespedes. That is going to be a base hit for Perez. So just as I've been saying all night about some great defensive plays, that one there had to be a little suspect. I know he had to come a long way, and he did get on his horse, but as he slid to try to catch the ball, he actually whiffed on it, as that ball ended up getting down, and it is a base hit here for Andres Perez. That'll bring up the second baseman in Yadier Mojica. So I don't know if our friend Ken is still kicking in here with us tonight. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, but I've already started to path out my trip for next year for Japan, as the NPB has released the schedule this past week or late last week. So I'm going to circle my games as to which ones we're going to head to. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is no balls and 2 strikes. Should be able to pick up another half dozen games again next year. I'd like to spend some time in Kanazawa in the north. That is the new venture, at least to be taking place. So no balls and 2 strikes to Mojica, as the right-hander Peralta holds to the set. Now delivers. Breaking ball swung on, and it is lined over to the third baseman, Gutierrez, as he makes the catch, and that is going to do it. We've had some hard-hit balls tonight, right to the gloves of the fielders, and that is going to do it here for Cuba in their half of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 2 complete. It is the Dominican 0 and Cuba 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. We've got a 0-0 score line. We'll be back in just a few. We are moving to the top of the third inning.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Adolfo De Leon and Rodriguez to face the lefty Yura. The first pitch that was delivered to Adolfo was fouled away for 1 strike. And there he swings at a fastball and lifts that one into the seats, and the count now goes to 0-2. 26 pitches through the first 2 innings for the left-hander Yura. Is on for inning number 3 of work. As the lefty ready to go again here. Adolfo in the hole here at 0-2. He's a big fella as well. He is the second baseman tonight, he's the left fielder tonight in today's ball game. As he swings it is grounded over to third. Moncada goes into the 6-hole, gets it, throws to first, and that is going to retire Adolfo. It's a ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. It has been some busyness here for the third baseman Moncada tonight. He has a couple assists and a putout. So showing his worth with his glove over at third base for the Cubans tonight. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Michael De Leon. De Leon, the 27-year-old, hitting from the right side here against the lefty Yura. As Yura rocks himself into the windup and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track in front of the wall and making the catch is the left fielder Santos. Oh, De Leon sent it for a ride, but just not deep enough. And that is going to retire him for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, Frank Rodriguez. I'll say this, both of the pitchers tonight have been filling up the strike zone as they have not been afraid to attack the hitters, and the hitters have been swinging a lot early in counts, especially in that first inning when Willie Peralta was pitching 10 pitches to the 5 hitters he faced, as the Cubans were not waiting for much anything. That first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Frank Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the 23-year-old catcher, getting the start tonight for Cuba behind the dish. Takes a breaking ball down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. The lefty Yura ready to go again as he gets his sign from his catcher Perez, rocking into the windup and delivering a changeup that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-1. One thing we're not getting, at least in tonight's affair, is the velocity of the pitches. We did get the speed the other night, but we weren't getting the pitch counts, so I guess maybe it all depends on the venues. There was a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle, taken on one hop by the second baseman, Mojica. He gets up and throws to first. Rodriguez is in the books on a ground out 4-3, and that is going to do it here in the third inning for the Dominican. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom half of inning number 3. Your score is Cuba 0 and the Dominican 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Wraps Baseball YouTube channel.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. That's our friend Matt Hollis. Be back in just a few moments with all the action. Scores 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the bottom half of inning number 3. It'll be the top of the order coming to bat for Cuba, which means Roel Santos, Yoan Moncada, and Isabel Arboreña. And that will be facing the veteran Willie Peralta here for his third inning of work. Both of these teams here are locked up at zeros. As Willie Peralta, 25 pitches through the first couple innings, the veteran right-hander ready to deliver. And fires a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is quickly a 1-0. Santos singled his first time up. It is 4-0 for Chinese Taipei over Korea right now. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on, and this is lifted up into shallow left center field. And it is a Bermuda Triangle out there, players, as the left fielder, center fielder, and shortstop all come in. But it's going to be the center fielder, Cespedes, who's going to make the catch there to retire Santos. And he's going to be gone for the first out of the inning. Couldn't really tell, but that's the second time tonight that we can see that the wind has taken some control of the ball. As you do see the players' jerseys blowing around a little bit. As the first pitch from Peralta is on the way to Yoan Moncada. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count's 1-0. Moncada tonight 0 for 1. He flew out to center field his first time up. As he waits on the 1-0 offering from Peralta, it's a fastball that swung on and missed. Count runs even out of 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Peralta again getting the sign from his catcher as he is ready to rock himself into the windup. And there's a breaking ball taken by Moncada, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as Moncada waits here on the offering from Peralta, who delivers a changeup that swung through and missed. Moncada's in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's going to be the second strikeout recorded by Willie Peralta here in this one. And that will bring up the shortstop in Isabel Arboreña. So Peralta is starting to find the groove a little bit. As the right-hander rocks and delivers, there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul past the bag at third base, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Arboreña. So as we said, the scoring updates, it's now 2-0 for Japan. That is in the top of the third inning, and it's now 6-0 for Chinese Taipei over the Koreans. That is a bit of a shocker. As there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner to Arboreña, and there's now no balls and 2 strikes. So I didn't see that coming. The Koreans down a 6 spot to Chinese Taipei. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's the fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-2. So this tournament here is being hosted not just in Japan, also Chinese Taipei, as well as Mexico. As that fastball misses upstairs. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Arboreña, and the pitch on the way is a fastball that is missing upstairs. Our friend God is great back in the house. I started to say earlier, Ken, that already starting to look at my Japan journey for 2025 as the NPB schedule is out. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into straightaway center field. Racing over and now coming in and making the catch is Cespedes, and that is going to do it as the Cubans go in order again here in inning number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete, and we are where we started. It is a 0-0 ball game as we move to the 4th. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We're moving to the top of the fourth inning. Your score is 0-0. We'll be back in just a few. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again, keeping us entertained in between innings.
Hello, kids. Steve coming back at you for a Big Bang Theory commercial timeout from Freddie. Good game calling there, Freddie. Always love listening to you. You never cease to amaze me. But let's see what we get from the cards really quick. We have Wallowitz. Hey, we have Sheldon Cooper. We have a foil card. Nice. Hey, look, it's Leonard. Another Sheldon Cooper. Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoy the game. And Freddie, let's big bang this thing out of here.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming to bat here for the Dominican. It'll be Devers, Gutierrez, and Cordero. So far, the starter for Cuba has faced the minimum as the first pitch is swung through and missed, and it's no balls and one strike. And there's a breaking ball now that misses down and away, and the count's even at 1-1. 34 pitches through the first 3 innings for the starter, Yera, as he has been pretty solid here so far as the pitch is swung on. It's grounded softly over to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman, Mojica, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Devers on a ground out 4-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Kelvin Gutierrez. Our friend God is Great asked, when will you be coming? Going to do the same timeline as this past year, about 11 days at the end of August, early September. And this time, I'm not going to just stay in Tokyo. We're going to get out of Tokyo and we're going to try to get to Kanazawa, Osaka, and should also get to Nagoya as well, as there's a breaking ball swung on. It's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Interesting. There are a lot of young fans in the stands. That one was wearing a Joey Gallo jersey, of all players. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's going to be grounded through the 6-hole into left field, and Kelvin Gutierrez has got the first hit here for the Dominican Republic in this one, as that breaks up the no-hitter there by Yera. That's the first hit allowed here tonight. That'll bring up the designated hitter in Andretti Cordero. Our friend God is Great says, do you know the score for the Japan game? Last time I peeked in, it was 2-0 for Japan. And 6-0 for Chinese Taipei over Korea. So this one so far has been the closest affair so far, as the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is quickly 1-0. Friend God is Great says Nagoya is nice. He says he has a house there as well as in Yokohama. I got to Yokohama a couple of years ago as there's a fastball taken at the knees for a call and strike, and the count now goes even 1-1. But I would like to get up to Kanazawa for a few days. I almost got there on accident a couple of years ago, but that wasn't by choice, as it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Cordero, as the pitch is a breaking ball swung on, chopped into the 6-hole. They go to second for 1, back to first, and it gets past the first baseman, and that is going to be Cordero, who's going to reach safely, so unable to turn the double play, as the ball was thrown up the right field line or right field side of first base. Nice backhanded play by the shortstop, Arabarenia, to throw it to the second baseman, Mojica, but he threw the ball into the dirt. No error charged on that as nobody advanced. So Cordero is going to be safe on the fielder's choice. It'll erase Gutierrez 6-4. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Rainier Nunez. Well, for Nunez tonight, he is 0 for 1. He lined out to the third baseman, Moncada, his first time up. As I said, this is our first look at Nunez. He fills out the uniform, and to give it a perspective, he reminds me of James Wood, but a little bit thicker. As the fastball is taken for a called strike, the count is 0-1. Nunez batting from the right side, waggling the bat, waiting on the offering here from the lefty Yera. As the lefty kicks and fires, there's a fastball that backs Nunez off the plate, and the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend God is Great says that Kanazawa is also nice. Yeah, it's a pretty decent spot from all accounts that I can see. I think that obviously they say in the wintertime it can be actually a really beautiful place as well. There's a fastball swung on it, is popped up over on the first base side, giving chase, but it is gonna just land. There's like an overhang or a canopy just at the end of that first base dugout. I wonder if that's for the cameras. Can't quite see that. Looks like a camera well there. And that is going to be able to save Nunez for another pitch here, as he is now in the hole at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. So the lefty, you're ready to go back at it. It is quite a bit windy. You can see at certain angles how the player's uniform is blowing around as he pitches a breaking ball. Good stop there by the catcher Perez to keep it in front. The count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The lefty Ura gets himself another baseball as he rubs it up, ready to go again. We are getting some velocities now, so we'll have to keep our eyes peeled on that. We weren't earlier in the ball game. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. It's in the dirt. It is blocked there by Perez. He throws it to first, leaping up to make the catch is Ariel Martinez. He comes down with it. That's going to be a strikeout, 2-3 in the books for the third out of the inning. And that's going to do it here for the Dominican in their half of the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Moving to the bottom of the fourth, your score is Cuba 0 and the Dominican 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a bottom of the fourth inning. It'll be Despania, Martinez, and Drake to come to bat. 3-0 now for Japan over Australia as that game is in the top of the fourth inning. And 6-0 for Chinese Taipei over Korea as that game is in the bottom half of inning number 3. They did charge Cuba with an error in that last inning because it did, I guess the ball had on that particular throw. So there is 1 error in the books right now for the Cubans. And so we'll have to make a note of that one there, as well as maybe on that double play ball. They felt that it should have been the double play, but it sure didn't happen. As the throw, it probably was an error to the second baseman. We'll have to double check with what the official score had on that one. The first pitch from Willie Peralta to Alfredo Despania is taken for a called strike. The count's 0-1. Despania had a base hit single in the first inning. As the right-hander Peralta delivers again a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is even at 1-1. Santos, Despania, and Perez, Andres Perez, have the hits tonight for the Cubans. As the breaking ball is waved at and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. Despania is a big man. He has that barrel chest that one would say. And the breaking ball waved out and missed, and he's in the books for the first out of the inning. Down on strikes for out number one, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. And by our counts, that would be strikeout number 3 here for Willie Peralta. So Peralta wasting no time again, back to work. And the first pitch, breaking ball delivered to Ariel Martinez, taken for a called strike. Martinez 0 for 1 tonight as he bounced himself into a fielder's choice to end the first inning. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1. Peeled over the first base umpire, and they said that Martinez didn't go, and not really sure that was even worth the appeal. As the pitch is a breaking ball down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2-1 on Ariel Martinez. Peralta wasting no time. Both these pitchers working very quickly here tonight. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It's on the fists, but it's going to hang up enough. As making the catch on the run is the left fielder Adolfo, and that is going to retire Martinez for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. It'll bring up the right fielder, Yadier Drake. And you think about the pace of this game. We were talking about it earlier, how that game between Venezuela and the United States just moved along at a really good clip. This one here, we've almost got 4 full complete in the books, and we're not even an hour deep. As the right-hander Peralta kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. I think the World Baseball or Softball Council probably isn't getting the revenue like you would in an NPB or a Major League Baseball game. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, the count's 2-0. It's kind of like the Olympic Committee sometimes for hockey and soccer and the other sports. The games are at a very quick pace. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. As Peralta delivers a breaking ball that misses upstairs, the count now goes to 3-0. Both the pitchers have been very good tonight. We don't want to jinx Willie Peralta here, but nobody has reached base on a walk as of yet. But there is the first one there as Yadier Drake takes that one down and away. It's going to be ball 4. So 2 at-bats for Yadier Drake, where he has seen a number of pitches. 9 pitches in the first at-bat. This one he worked Peralta for a 4-pitch walk. That's going to put a runner at first here with 2 gone. It'll bring up the center fielder, Yoelkis Guibert. And so Guibert here tonight is 0 for 1. As he had a line to the first baseman his first time up, and he takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Peralta now thrown 5 balls in a row. So 1 ball and no strikes. And the right-hander Peralta getting his side from his catcher, and he works himself to the belt. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back onto the warning track, and just in front of the wall with room to make the catch is Gonzalez. And that is going to do it, as Guibert is going to be gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for Cuba in their half of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, but there was 1 runner left aboard. Now moving to the top of the 5th inning, your score is the Dominican 0 and Cuba 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this musical timeout with more baseball from the Premier 12 after this. The top half of the 5th inning is just around the corner, and we'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for jumping in on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Dominican 0, Cuba 0. We'll be back after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the fifth inning, and coming to bat for the Dominican will be Pedro Gonzalez, Ricardo Cespedes, and Micker Adolfo, as they'll be facing the left-hander Yoenis Ura for his fifth inning of work. It has been a masterful pitching performance by both Ura and Willie Peralta so far in this one. Kind of curious to see what kind of leash these two pitchers will have on their hands. This game is going on in Taipei as well, as the game between Korea and Chinese Taipei. And the first pitch is a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Gonzalez. The game between Australia and Japan is going on at the Dome, at the Nagoya Dome in Japan, as the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-1 on Gonzalez. As a reminder, at the end of the fifth inning, it'll be a 5-minute break as they will come out and do infield repairs. And we will be taking our extended break as well, as that breaking ball misses. Check that, catches the inside corner for a called strike. Late call by the home plate umpire. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Gonzalez digs himself back in, hitting from the right side. Slightly open stance here against the left-hander Ura. Rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses outside. That's the second time that Ura has walked off the mound. Did that in the first inning as well to the batter Kelvin Gutierrez, and he never got the call, and he did it here again. And so he's not looking very fondly at the home plate umpire. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. I have to say, he's been all around the zone tonight. You'd have to think that he might be getting some more favorable calls, as that fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to go down the right field line, and the count is going to remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Gonzalez. To see both of these teams, there are some physical specimens, both for the Dominican and for Cuba. The Dominican in particular, with that Rainier Nunez here, Pedro Gonzalez, even that Micker Adolfo, 3 big hombres. If there was a fight that broke out, I don't know if I'd want to face any of those guys. There's the breaking ball taken for a called third strike, as Gonzalez stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 1. That'll bring up Ricardo Cespedes for the second time tonight. Just doing our quick count, and by our books, that is the 4th strikeout recorded here by Ura. So Cespedes now waiting on the first pitch, and it is a breaking ball from Ura that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Cespedes struck out his first time up. He was given his head a shake there on that first offering from Ura, who rocks into the windup and delivers. Breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Only way I can describe Cespedes' first 2 at-bats against Ura has been confusing. He was completely fooled at that pitch that was down and away, and he waved at that one in the dirt. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball swung on, and what do you know? There he's going to line that one into right center field. And a nice play to get over there, having to make the play, was Yadir Drake. It was a little bit of a strange angle that he took, and the ball ended up getting down, and he had to slide, able to pick that one off. But that is going to be a base single here for Cespedes. That's only the second hit of the ball game for the Dominican, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Micker Adolfo. Way good, too good a pitch at 0-2. I think Ura is going to be a little upset with himself on that one, as that particular pitch caught more of the inside part of the plate. I think the way that he was waving at the breaking balls should have stayed it with something like that. As there they throw over to first base, and getting back in time is Cespedes. Cespedes is the center fielder, and one would have to assume he could run a little bit. So they're going to have to keep an eye on him over at first base, as they'll want to try to get him into some scoring position here. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quicker at 0-1 to Micker Adolfo. Adolfo is 0 for 1. He grounded out to third base his first time up. As the lefty Ura gets his sign. Now he steps off the backside of the rubber, and they're going to cycle through the signs again. And here comes the pitch. Fastball waved at and missed. There goes the runner down to second, and the throw is in time. That's going to be caught stealing. It's going to go in the books as 2-6. As that will erase Cespedes for the second out of the inning. He didn't particularly have the best of jumps. In fact, I don't know if he had one of the best leads as well. But a nice job over there. Actually, it was the second baseman who had got over to make the tag. That was Mojica. So 2-4 on the putout if you're keeping a score along with us. No balls and 2 strikes. It remains on Adolfo. Only 58 pitches so far for Ura, so very economical in this one. There's the fastball that misses upstairs, changes the eye level of the hitter, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The end of each inning, we'll try to keep you updated on all the action on the out-of-town scoreboard, as we'll take a peek in between the half innings ourselves. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Adolfo's in the books, and it's an unconventional 1-2-3 inning for the Dominican Republic, but Cuba will take it nonetheless. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. They're scoring through 4.5. It is Cuba nothing and the Dominican nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. If you have chosen to go with the under in this one, you're probably smelling like a rose. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Steve.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for Cuba here in the bottom half of inning number 5. That means Perez, Mojica, and the top of the order, Santos. Perez 1 for 1 tonight, had a single his first time up. Guys, Willie Peralta back on to work here again. 51 pitches for Peralta through the first 4 innings. As that fastball is taken for a called strike, the count is 0-1. Peralta wasting very little time going back to work, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Some scoring updates. Still 3-0 for Japan over Australia, and it is now a 6-2 lead for the Chinese Taipei over Korea. Korea has clawed a couple of runs back after being down 6-0 early, as that pitch was fouled away, and the count's 1-2. Peralta back to work again, and he delivers a breaking ball that misses way upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-2. Peralta was in the Detroit Tiger organization a couple of years ago, as he had been signed from the Brewers, as there was a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now runs full. Say he was a free agent. His best years of his career were with Milwaukee, as the right-hander rocks again and delivers. Fastball misses outside. It's going to be ball 4, and that's going to be the second walk issued tonight by Peralta, as Perez is aboard here to lead off the 5th inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Yadier Mojica. Well, for Mojica, 0 for 1 tonight. He lined out to the third baseman his first time up. He's batting from the left side here as he stands in. As a very crouched spot. He squares the bunt, and he bunts that one foul. The count is quickly 0-1. It didn't look like he was trying to sacrifice as much as trying to bunt for a base hit. Kind of makes you wonder how much the Cubans actually bunt. I've not been to Cuba, not seen their winter league. I'd be curious to see how their winter league would play out. Be interesting to get to some games in Cuba. As the pitch on the way, it's a fastball that misses up and in, and it turns the hitter off the plate. Oh, Mojica, boy, oh boy, he was squaring the bunt, and the fastball came right sailing at his jaw. And so that is going to run the count now even at 1-1. Willie Peralta knocking him off the plate. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The left-handed hitting second baseman of Cuba. And again, he squares the bunt, and this one is fouled away, and it goes all the way to the backstop, and the count's 1-2. As I say, I'm curious to know what the Cubans do in their own league, if they bunt a lot or if they're staying with that sort of Latin American approach or American approach of the 3-run homer. Curious to see how Cuba would decide to play. But certainly from the 9-hole hitter, not exhibiting good bat control here to be able to drop a bunt down. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as Peralta kicks and delivers. He squares the bunt again, and this time he gets it down. Peralta comes off the mound and fields it, throws to first. That's going to go as a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books as a 1-3 putout for the first out of the inning. Advancing the second is Perez. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Roel Santos. So 3rd time's a charm there for Mojica. Was able to get the job done. As that brings Santos to the plate. Santos 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in the first and flew out to center in the 3rd inning. His 3rd trip to the plate here for the leadoff hitter. As Peralta works himself to the belt. And here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So the ball's in 1 strike to Santos. Again, the right-hander works himself to the belt. As he kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side of the infield. Underneath it is the 3rd baseman, Gutierrez, as he drifts into foul territory. And he makes the catch, and that's going to retire Santos. So he's gone for the 2nd out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the 3rd baseman, Yoan Moncada. Well, for Moncada, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown to center and struck out his 2 times to the plate. Defensively, he has been busy. So the former Chicago White Sox gets himself dug in. When Moncada was with the Boston Red Sox organization, there was talk that he had a fascination as there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. He first came when he was in America. He was living on a steady diet of Twinkies. He was consuming somewhere in the neighborhood of about 250 Twinkies a week as Laura would have it. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes to 0-2. Somebody had to get a hold of him and say that you can't live on a diet of cream-filled fried dough. But that's what he was doing, at least according to many reports. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. As Peralta kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. But there was a lot of hype about Moncada when he was acquired by the White Sox from the Boston Red Sox. And he has been decent for Chicago, sometimes not always healthy. So it'll be interesting to see where he lands. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that goes all the way to the backstop. And stopping at third is Perez, as that is going to be a wild pitch charged to Peralta as it runs the count now to 2-2. And that pitch wasn't even close. It was probably a good 3 feet over the outstretched arm of the catcher, all the way to the backstop. So runner at third here, Perez, with 2 gone. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Peralta delivers, it's a fastball swung on. Its grounded foul just past the bag at first base. And the count remains at 2-2 to Moncada. So as we said, both teams have some major league flavor to it. Moncada really the only one that we recognize in the Cuban lineup, although there is Willie Peralta for the Dominican, as well as Kelvin Gutierrez. There are others on the rosters. If I remember correctly, I think there was 8 Dominicans with major league experience on the pitching staff. There's a fastball swung on. It is caught on the fists and fouled away over on the third base side, and the race for the baseballs continue. The count remains at 3-2. I wonder how many baseballs one could get on a night like tonight. Not a lot of people in the stands as the 2-2 pitch is ready to come again here to Moncada. Perez is 90 feet away with the first run, and there's a fastball that's taken just upstairs. Boy, oh boy, that's going to run the count full to Moncada. I got to say, the home plate umpire, he's probably going to hear it from both teams. He has not been very consistent tonight, especially with that belt-high pitch. And nothing wrong with any of those pitches. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Moncada's in the books for the second time tonight, and that is going to do it here for Cuba in their half of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We are now through 5 complete innings. It is Dominican nothing and Cuba nothing. Remember, we're going to take the extended break as they do take a 5-minute break in between innings here. We'll come back and give you all the action when we return. Just some scoring updates before we leave. It is now 5-0 for Japan in the top of the 5th over Australia, and 6-2 in the top of the 5th for Chinese Taipei over the Koreans. We're going to put the music on loop. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is a 0-0 scoreline as we're going to be moving to the top of the sixth inning. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat when we return in just a moment. It'll be Michael De Leon, Frank Rodriguez in the top of the order, and Jose Devers. So far tonight, it has been the pitching of both Willie Peralta as well as Yoenis Yara, who have held both of the ball clubs in check. The wind, as we were talking about earlier, is blowing straight in from center field, and the flags are almost straight out. As that is how this one is. It's a bit of a sparse crowd as the big game that is going on tonight between Korea and Chinese Taipei is taking place also in the city. The game between Japan and Australia is in Nagoya. It's 5-0 now for Japan. So here we go, ready to resume the action. 60 pitches through the 5 innings here for Yara, and the first pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Michael De Leon. De Leon tonight 0 for 1. He had flown to left field his first and only time up against the lefty as he rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty Yura again getting the sign. He rocks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is going to be lined over the head of the shortstop into left field. De Leon's aboard with a leadoff single here in inning number 6, and that'll bring up the catcher, Frank Rodriguez. So that's just the third hit tonight for the Dominicans so far against this Cuban lefty. But that pitch there, he was able to keep his hands inside and turn on the pitch and line it over the head of the shortstop. So De Leon aboard with a single, and Rodriguez striding to the plate. As the lefty Yura ready to go again. And squaring to bunt is Rodriguez, and he takes a fastball down, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Looks like they're going to try to do some nickeling and diming here, as that's what the Cubans tried to manufacture a run in the last half inning. Dominican Republic trying to do it a little bit now. Here's the 1-0, but instead it's swung on and pop foul behind home plate, and the count runs even to 1-1. So much for the fall. So much for the small ball. He gave up on that pretty quick. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Rodriguez. As the lefty Yura ready to go again. He gets the sign from his catcher, and now he kicks and delivers. It is bunted, and it's down the third base line, and it's just going to roll foul as Moncada picks it up in foul territory, and the count goes to 1-2. So that begs the question, why? Why would you bunt the first pitch, and then the second pitch he swings at, and then he bunts this one foul? Just keep going right at it if you're committed to the sacrifice. But that is going to run the count now to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Again, establishing his lead over at first base is the base runner De Leon. The 1-2 pitch on the way. There is a breaking ball down. It is stopped there by the catcher Perez, and that's going to run the count even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, so we'll be on again late night, so hopefully you guys can join us for more action in the Premier 12. We'll be on each of the nights during the week. May even try to squeeze a ball game in on Thursday in the daytime. That would be the Netherlands will be playing Venezuela. If we can get that one in as well, then we'll try to do that. As they throw over to first base and getting back in time is De Leon. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. As Yara delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted up in the air on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is the shortstop, Arabarenia, and he tried to make it look easy, but that ball almost hit the deck. That is going to retire Rodriguez. It's a pretty windy night. As we said, that's Rodriguez is the first out of the inning. The wind is taking the ball all over the place once it gets up in the air, so a bit of an adventure for the fielders. That's now going to bring up the top of the order in Jose Devers. Devers tonight 0 for 2. He has flown to left and he is grounded to second in his 2 trips. As Yura throws over to first base and retreating back in time easily is the base runner De Leon. Again, the lefty, Yura ready to go back to work again. And now he steps off the backside of the rubber and they're going to cycle through the signs. So no balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, grounded over to short. Arborania fields it. He does a 360 and he backhands it over to the second baseman covering, but they're not able to turn the double play. It was an interesting play there as he had to, that came in hot right to the backhand side. He ends up fielding it as he spins to the ground. He backhands it over to second baseman Waika, but unable to turn the double play at the back end as Devers gets down the line pretty good. Fielder's choice is he's going to be safe on the back end. De Leon raced 6-4 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Kelvin Gutierrez. And for Gutierrez, as he stands in, swings at the first pitch, grounds it over to short. It's going to be a busy inning here for Errol Barrena as he fields it, flips it over to the second baseman. That is going to retire Devers on a fielder's choice, 6-4 for the third out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Dominicans in their half of inning number 6. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Moving to the bottom of the 6th inning, your score is the Dominican 0 and Cuba 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you for hanging in here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel for all the action here in this one. We'll be right back after this from our friend Eric.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. 0-0 as we move to the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back after the musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the last half of the 6th inning, and coming to bat for Cuba will be the shortstop, Errol Barrena, Alfredo Despania, and Ariel Martinez. And by all accounts, it looks like that the starting pitcher, Yoenis Yura, his night is done as he's got a lot of high fives in the dugout. A little bit surprised somewhat by that, as he had only thrown less than 70 pitches in this one here tonight. Actually, looked like it was 70 pitches right on the button. And the first pitch from Willie Peralta, fastball that misses upstairs. Count is quickly 1-0 to Errol Barrena. Barrena 0 for 2 tonight. He's lined to third and flown to center in his 2 trips, taking a breaking ball at the knees for a called strike. And the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander Peralta ready to go again. Rocking into the windup and delivering. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep left field, giving chase and moving toward the foul line and then taking it toward the wall. As it hits off the wall in foul territory was Micker Adolfo, and he's not going to be able to make the catch on that one. We were talking about the wind and how it's had some play here tonight, and that one definitely took the ball for a ride. Adelfo ran out of real estate there in the foul territory in left field. So it ends up being a long strike to Arabarenia. And there's a fastball at the knees, taken for a called third strike. Arabarenia in the books for the first out of the inning. Another strikeout here for Willie Peralta. And by our accounts, that is the 5th of the night retired by the veteran right-hander. So that is going to put one in the books. That brings Alfredo Despania to the plate. And the first pitch to Despania is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. Not necessarily the worst thing to do. Despania, very aggressive hitter. Likes to swing at a lot of first pitches. Here comes the 1-0. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Despania has a hit and 2 trips. He's also struck out against Peralta. As the pitch is a fastball swung on and is grounded up the middle for a base hit into center field. And Despania's got his second hit of the ball game. So a single. That's the 4th hit tonight for Cuba. A 1-out single, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. So as we mentioned, Despania and Martinez spent most of their professional career in the Japanese league. And right now we've got the pitching coach on his way to the mound, or is that the manager? But regardless, Willie Peralta's night's going to be over with as they are calling for the right-hander. And we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. So hang tight, everybody. We've got a new pitcher coming in. Willie Peralta is on his way out. We'll be back in just a few. Ariel Martinez coming to bat here when we return. Appreciate everybody for listening in here on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Your score, Dominican nothing, Cuba nothing. We're in the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Final scores from yesterday. The United States knocked off Panama 9-3 to continue to stay alive. Even their record at 2-2, setting up a showdown against the Mexicans in their final game of the tournament. Netherlands pounded out 20 runs, knocking off Puerto Rico 20-8. 20 runs on 24 hits for the Netherlands. That was a game that was shortened by the mercy rule, ended in 7 innings. That is where that stood there. Well, we're just waiting for the pitching change and everything else to take place. As the Dominicans have gone to the bullpen, I'm curious to see if what is going on here. It looks like the Cubans, I wonder if they're going to have a pinch hitter or not, or if they're going to have a runner. It does look like that Ariel Martinez is still coming to bat. So I wonder if that is going to be the end of the night for Alfredo Despania. We'll have to wait and see how that unfolds here in just a moment. And one would have to think that Despania, his night would probably be over as well, although I'm not sure, they haven't made the change yet official. What they're talking about is the glove of the pitcher. And they're typically speaking, you can't have gray or white on the glove. And so wherever the pitcher is, he's got like a colorful pocket. And so the Cuban manager is out, and so they're talking to getting the explanation from the umpire. So the Cubans aren't necessarily a fan of what's been said, but I don't think it is necessarily white nor is it gray, but it is going to be number 59 entering the ball game. And this is going to be, on our accounts, it is going to be Gerald Ogando. So Gerald Ogando on in relief here to face Ariel Martinez. And the runner at first base is the responsibility of Willie Peralta, so he will still be charged with that. And Martinez at the plate. The first pitch is a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. So the umpires are in agreement that the glove is okay. There's some pink and some yellow and some multicolors. It's in the pocket of the glove. As the 1-0 pitch is ready to come from Ogando, as the pitch is a fastball that swung on and tapped foul over at home plate. Count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow. So if you're around, I believe on our schedule, that would be Cuba and Korea. As that fastball misses up and in, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Martinez. Martinez had to dance out of the way a little bit on that one. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander comes to the set position, here comes the 2-1. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count now is 2-2. Be a showdown in that final game between Venezuela and the Netherlands. I would have to think that the winner of that will go through. A lot of hair dryers out or radar guns and behind home plate for this pitcher, Ogando. There's some scouts in the stands as that pitch is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Ogando getting his sign from his catcher Rodriguez as he works himself to the set position. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball comes inside, and did it hit Martinez? Yeah, it did. Ogando wasn't shying away at all, but that's going to be a hit by pitch, and Cuba is going to have runners at first and second now as Despaigne makes his way to second with 1 gone, and it's going to bring up the right fielder, Yadier Drake. Well, he's very fortunate, Martinez. It got him just, it looks like in the hip area there. As he tried to get himself out of the way, he didn't really turn. He might have exposed himself a little bit, but yeah, he makes his way down to first base. So he is the runner at first, bringing Yadier Drake to the plate, who is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out and walked. Had that impressive 9-pitch at bat back to lead off the second inning. Although it ended in a strikeout, and then he walked his second time. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lined foul down the right field line. And that, too, is going to slice out of the stadium. Count is quickly 0-1. There's no upper deck in this particular park where they're playing. Cement stands all the way around. As it is no balls and 1 strike to Drake. Cuba threatening here, really for the first time, as that fastball misses inside. The count is now 1-1. Ogando in relief of Willie Peralta, who was sparkling. As we mentioned, he is responsible for the runner Despaigne at second base. So here comes the 1-1 pitch from the right-hander Ogando as he gets that sign again from Rodriguez, working to the set. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and now the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 here to the right-handed hitting Drake. Starting to get into the deeper part of the ball game here, where base runners are going to have to be moved along. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Moving over to field it as the left fielder Adolfo, but stopping at third is Despaigne, which kind of makes you wonder why they wouldn't have pinch run for him. He's not the most fleet of foot. Yadier Drake aboard with a single and advances Martinez to second. Despaigne is to third. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Yoelkis Guibert. So very interesting there, although I have to say the ball seemed to hang up a little bit. And that might have been the decision for the third base coach to hold up the runner. But that is a quick appearance for Ogando. 2 batters faced. There was more excitement because of the glove that he had than anything else. Retired nobody. We do have ourselves a pitching change as they're going to bring in a left-hander here. We're going to take a little time out. We'll get you caught up on that when we return in just a moment. Bases are full of Cubans. Score locked at 0s, but we'll be back in just a few with all the action. Hang tight, everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. One of the big leaguers for the Dominican is coming into the game. It's going to be Yoli Rodriguez, the Boston Red Sox left-hander, taking over here as he has spent a few years in the big leagues. He broke in 2016 with the Phillies, and he's bounced around a little bit. He's been with the Rangers, the Yankees, the Mets, and the Red Sox. So most recently, 14 games this year with Boston, and he had himself a .593 earned run average. So he is going to be called upon in relief here to try to slam the door. Bases are full of Cubans. There's one gone here in the 6th inning. Yolkis Guibert coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has lined to first and flown out to right. So the 33-year-old left-hander here taking over for the Dominican Republic in this one. Middle infield is in double play depth. They're in at the corners as the first pitch is a fastball taken at the belt for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Runner at third, as we mentioned, Despania. Runner at second, Martinez. Runner at first is Drake. Still, again, a little bit of an eyebrow raiser. I know we're in the 6th inning of a 0-0 game, but why Despania? They didn't run for him. I'm not sure why. There's a fastball that gets away from the catcher all the way to the backstop, and the Cubans are going to score the first run. As scampering home is going to be Despania on the wild pitch. And advancing over to third is Martinez, and over to second is Drake. So 1-0 here for the Cubans as they open up the scoring here in the last half of the 6th inning. So 1 ball and 1 strike here. So that is a disastrous wave. This game ends up being 1-0. What a terrible way to lose a game. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled right into the shins of Guibert. And the count is now 1-2. So 1-0 lead here for Cuba as they've just cashed in the first run of the game. On the wild pitch from the lefty Rodriguez. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Guibert in the books. He's gone for the 2nd out of the inning. So in between the 2 outs, there's been a single, a hit by pitch, a single, and a wild pitch that has caused the damage. That is going to bring up Andres Perez. And for Perez, well, he's 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a single in 2 trips. He's also drawn a walk. So Despania, the first one, and of course back in the dugout, Bear giving the information on the lefty, but got a little stoppage here as it looks like that the gamesmanship is going to continue as Perez is going to be intentionally walked. They've just held up the 4 fingers. That's going to set up a force at any base. That'll bring up the second baseman, Yadier Mojica. Well, for Mojica tonight, he's officially 0 for 1. He lined to third his first time up, and he had a sacrifice bunt back in inning number 5. So the lefty, Rodriguez, kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, almost threw another one to the backstop. Very difficult for catchers, especially catching lefties. They've got to backhand them, and if they've got that sort of sweeping fastball or breaking ball that can really run, you better get to the spot, and if you don't, that's why they have a backstop. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Mojica. So 2 balls and no strikes. Left-hander against the left-hander, as now time has been called as Mojica steps out to make a couple of adjustments on his shin guard. So here comes the 2-0 offering as the lefty holds set, now delivers. Breaking ball, take it for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. Mojica was taken all the way on that pitch. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Top of the order, Raul Santos awaiting his turn on deck. Rodriguez again kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to second. Fielded neatly there by De Leon. He throws to first, and that is going to do it. Ground out 4-3, but not till there was a run scored here in the inning by the Cubans. They got 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits, but it was the wild pitch that cashed them in. No errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the 7th. It is a 1-0 game for Cuba. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Couple scoring updates from around the tournament here. It is now 5-3 Japan over Australia. Japan had a 5-0 lead. And the Australians have now battled back to make it entertaining. That game is going on at the Nagoya Dome in Nagoya, or the Vantolin Dome in Nagoya. 1-0 here. It is a 6-2 game between Chinese Taipei and Korea. That game is in the top of the 6th inning. And that is where we stand at the moment. We'll be back in another 30 seconds after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in. 1-0 for Cuba as we go to the back third of the ball game when we return. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top half of inning number 7. And it looks like we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Cubans. It is going to be the right-hander Reyes taking over for Yura as he is ready to face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Dominicans. It'll be Cordero, Nunez, and Gonzalez. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The pitch was at 94 miles an hour on the gun. So no balls and 1 strike here to Cordero. Lanky right-hander ready to go again as he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count goes even at 1-1. So this is Leodan Reyes now on the hill. So both of the starters are now departed. as the right-hander works himself to the set position. So here we go. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Cordero. Only run of the game scored in the bottom half of the 6th inning by the Cubans on the wild pitch as Alfredo de Spania scampered home to give a 1-0 lead. As there's a fastball swung on, it is going to break the bat of the hitter Cordero. It bounces on 1 hop to the second baseman Mojica, who throws to first. Cordero is going to be gone, and that bat has seen its last days. Nice pitch there by the reliever Reyes, who came in on the hands, sawed him right off. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the first baseman Rainer Nunez. So Rainer Nunez to the plate, 0 for 2 today. He has struck out and lined out to third in his 2 trips. Standing in against the right-hander who kicks and delivers. First pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we mentioned, tomorrow it'll be Cuba and Korea. We'll be on the call for that one. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count runs even to 1-1. Very interesting here as Reyes will show a 2-seam grip to the catcher and the hitter. Then he works it to the set, and of course he's got a different grip by the time the ball comes out of his hand. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 2-1. And then he drops the ball on the throwback from the catcher. So a tall, lanky Cuban here. I wonder what the rationale for that would be. You don't see that very often here, that pitchers would do something like that. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the third base side. The count now goes to 2-2. We like to tell young hitters to put the ball in their most difficult grip, and then when they come set, they can always adjust it. But don't necessarily show or tip your hand to the hitter. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Nunez again digs back in. But I have to say, there's a lot of arm side run here from the right-hander as he makes his delivery here. Here comes the pitch. As he kicks and fires, it's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And now the count runs full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. We will be on the call every single night here until the end of this round. And then we'll give you the super round as well. So hopefully you guys can join us for those. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It is grounded just foul past the bag at first base. I don't think Ariel Martinez would have been able to get there anyway. Even if that ball would have been fair, I think Martinez would have just been a little bit on the slow side to get there. But that's going to keep the count at 3-2 to Nunez. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander getting his sign from the catcher Perez. He works himself to the belt. And the 3-2 on the way. Fastball swung on and missed, and Nunez is in the books for out number 2. He definitely swung at ball 4, but he's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Pedro Gonzalez. And for Gonzalez, well, he's 0 for 2 tonight as well. Only 3 hits so far for the Dominican in this one, as the Cuban pitching has held them in check. Stepping in here is Gonzalez. As we said, he struck out looking and grounded to third in his 2 trips. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul behind home plate, and the count is 0-1 to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will be followed by Cespedes if he's able to extend the inning here. Get through this inning, and then the Dominicans are going to start running out of outs to do something here to the Cubans. Right-hander again working himself to the belt. Here comes the pitch from Reyes. 0-1 on the way. Fastball just misses off the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander again. Reyes delivers. It is a fastball that just misses down and in. Count now goes to 2-1. They can tell just the body language of the players are not always happy with the officiating of the home plate umpire. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. We were talking about this the other night. When you get some of the international umpires, depending upon who's officiating these games, it depends on the caliber of play they may be used to seeing. That's one thing. The other thing is how long have the seasons been since they've seen good play? Fastball just misses outside. That's going to run the count to 3-2. The catcher, Perez, got up as looked like he was ready to go to the dugout. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's a fastball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. And Gonzalez is going to get himself a 2-out walk. That'll bring up the center fielder, Ricardo Cespedes. Well, for Cespedes tonight, he is 1 for 4, the center fielder of the Dominican Republic. He had a single his last time up. He struck out back in the second. He was also caught stealing in inning number 5 as well. So here comes the first offering. It's a breaking ball, waved out and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Not sure what's going on with the pitch clock. It was working quite well early in the game, and they have the big 20 seconds. But now it has been locked up the last inning or so. No advancement on the pitch clock. There's another breaking ball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. Got 20 seconds in between pitches to deliver the pitch. Maybe the pitch clock operator has taken a nap. I'm not sure, but it's definitely not in effect right now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball just misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Cespedes. In some ways, I'm kind of glad we didn't look in on that game between Puerto Rico and the Netherlands yesterday. 20-8 final. Mercy in 7 innings. Breaking ball misses down and in. Count goes to 2-2. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say that Cespedes didn't go. So still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander again leans in, gets the sign. He works himself to the belt. And here comes the 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and line foul into the seats down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2 to Cespedes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reyes working himself to the belt once again, and now the home plate umpire comes running out from behind home plate, signaling time. As the batter Cespedes wanted to reset himself. So again, the right-hander Reyes picking up his sides, working himself to the belt. And the 2-2 on the way. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and line foul. That's going to get into the seats down the right field line. As I say, there's a battle for the foul balls amongst the fans. I wonder if you could come away with quite the haul in this one. I know in Japan they had said for years that they didn't let the fans keep the foul balls. Well, I haven't seen that in the last few years that I've been to Japan. The last couple of years that I've seen games. Foul balls, they let you know when they're coming, and you check to see if you're all right. There's a breaking ball swung on and grounded, foul over on the first base side. This battle continues. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here to Cespedes. But that used to be a thing in Japan, much like in North America. You go back into the middle of the 20th century, and there would be foul balls that would be returned to the field of play. Now it's just commonplace. There's a fastball that swung on, another one lifted foul. And this battle is going to continue. It'll be the 9th pitch of the at-bat to come here for the left-handed hitting Cespedes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. A runner at first is Gonzalez. 2 gone here in the 7th inning. Dominicans are going to need some instant offense if they want to get back into this one. There's another breaking ball swung on and another one lifted foul. And the count remains at 2-2. It's turning into souvenir night now here in Taiwan. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Pitch number 10 of the at-bat ready to come here. 26 pitches already here in the inning for Reyes. He's been rather electric, but it just maybe doesn't have something to be put away the hitters. I'm not sure what that would be. Maybe there's just not enough late movement on the pitch. Boy, I thought Ariel Martinez was a decent-sized guy, but when he stands next to Pedro Gonzalez, the runner at first, he looks rather average. Here's the pitch. Fastball and another one swung on and another one that's going to reach the seats. The count's going to remain at 2-2. We could probably go for a coffee and take a timeout, and I'm sure we come back and the battle will still be going on. So pitch number 11 of the at-bat ready to come here. If this right-hander Reyes could pull the string, they might be able to get the batter out in front. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs. He's mad at himself that he couldn't finish. So pitch number 12 to come here, and it is Micker Adolfo who waits his turn on deck. But really, from Reyes, pretty much just everything is hard. Fastball after fastball and slider after slider. Here's the pitch. Another fastball swung on, and this one's going to be lifted down the left field line and racing over, but it's going to just drift into the seats, and that's going to be yet another foul ball here as Cespedes is going to continue to make the battle work. Be 13 pitches coming up here. The left-handed hitting center fielder of the Dominican. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As pitch number 13 is about to come here. Again, the right-hander holds to the set. Here comes the offering. And now he steps off the backside of the rubber, and they'll cycle through the signage again. Incredible at bat here for Cespedes. I haven't counted the number of foul balls. We know he's got quite a few. I don't remember if the first 2 strikes were that of foul balls as well. There's another fastball swung on and another one that's going to reach the seats. We're going to see pitch number 14 of the at-bat coming up here as well. So 30 pitches now in the inning. And almost half of them have come to Cespedes here in this at-bat. So who's going to win the battle? Will it be Reyes or will it be Cespedes? Again, Reyes works himself to the set position. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. On its way. Fastball swung on. And it hit slowly on back to the pitcher, but it is going to be a foul ball as it got off the lead foot of the batter. We're going to look at that one again on the replay. He fouled it straight down into his shin guard. Very fortunate there. And now pitch number 15 of the at-bat ready to come here to Cespedes. As the right-hander again, Reyes gets the side. He works himself to the belt. And the pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses up and away. It's going to be ball 4. So back-to-back walks. And certainly that one there from the Cuban right-hander, allowing Cespedes to reach base, a 15-pitch at bat. As we watch the hitter there, and you can see Reyes not very happy with himself. So 32 pitches here for the right-hander in the inning. He's called for time as he's asked the catcher to come out. Perez, he wants to have a word with him. They're going to keep him in the ball game. So this is a bit of a head-scratcher here. They're going to leave him in. 32 pitches. You'd have to think in a short tournament like this would at least burn him for tomorrow. And who knows, if you get him up to 40 pitches, could spend him for the other ones. So it looks like Arizmendi Alcantara into pinch hit here for Adolfo. So Alcantara in here as Adolfo's night is done. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on. It is grounded up the middle into center field. That's going to get a run home. And the Dominican are going to tie the ball game. And rounding third and heading home with another run is going to be Cespedes as he comes all the way around from first. And the Dominicans have taken a 2-1 lead as they booted the ball in center field. So that's going to be an RBI single. Alcantara goes to second on the throw, and he goes to third on the error. We're going to look at that one again. But a pair of runs come home here by the Dominicans. It was a ground ball up the middle, past the diving glove of the second baseman, Mojica, into center field. The center fielder went to field it. He booted the ball. And a nice job there backing up on the plate was that of the right fielder, Yadier Drake, and he fired it in. So all the way around to third is Alcantara. And just like that, the Dominicans have taken a 2-1 lead here in inning number 7. Unbelievable. And still no sign of a pitching change yet. 33 pitches here for the right-hander Reyes, although they now have come out and it looks like they are going to make themselves a change. We don't get an opportunity to see. I think the bullpens must be underneath the dugouts, much like they are in Japan. We are going to have ourselves a pitching change as it's going to be number 14 entering into the fray. And we'll get you an update on that here in just a moment. But unbelievable turn of events here. So Cuba going to the bullpen, and this is going to be Yonel Gutierrez on in relief. It'll be the end of the night for Reyes. So Yonel Gutierrez on in relief. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back in just a moment. It is a 2-1 lead here for the Dominican. We'll be right back after this musical timeout. We're going to go refresh our coffee so we can keep awake here and give you the rest of this one here tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 45. Welcome back, everybody. It has been a bit of a snoozer up to this point, but all the action has started to take place in the last couple innings. It is now a 2-1 Dominican lead here on the top of the 7th inning. As Gutierrez on in relief of Reyes, and the first pitch on the way to Michael De Leon. Fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. Unbelievable turn of events here as the Dominicans really had nothing in the way of offense through the first 6 innings, have exploded here for a pair of runs. And inning number 7, a crooked number on the board. Here comes the offering as the lefty delivers a fastball that misses down. Count now goes to 2-0 on De Leon. So 2 balls and no strikes. 2-1, Dominican have the lead over Cuba. Runner at third is Alcantara. He was the pinch hitter for Adolfo in that last half inning. It'll be interesting to see if he stays in the game and where he will play. As the 2-0 pitch is on the way, there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1 on De Leon. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. A little bit unbelievable turn of events as it was all happening with 2 out. It was the walk to Gonzalez and then the 15-pitch walk to Cespedes, put runners at first and second. Alcantara hit a seeing eye single into center field to bring home the first run, but the error by the center fielder is what made the difference. And there's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is Drake. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it. But boy, oh boy, what a entertaining inning that turned out to be. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit, 1 big-time error, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Dominican Republic 2, Cuba 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for ducking in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Whether you listen live or on delay, great to have you with us. We'll be right back after this.